Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your love reading for January. This is Jade with yesYesYes, and thank you so much. I want to thank you all for all of your likes and shares and subscribes. I really appreciate all the feedback, and if you have any questions or if you're interested in a personal reading, all of that information is in the box below. So let's get started. What I'd really like to do, I'm going to use, these are Mike Dooley's cards, and I have like an overall for everyone, which is that things are about to get really juicy. So we're going to use that as the overall for all of the signs, but for yours individually, I want to find an overall theme for this love reading for Taurus for January 2019. Here we go. Time to make a demonstration. Okay, so what that says to me is that it's time to speak up and say what your feelings truly are. It could also mean that it's time to actualize or to embody your feelings. So we'll see what the cards say. I have a couple different fun things for us today. We're going to do the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, and I want to see the path in which the masculine and feminine will find each other. So I'm looking for two significator cards, the masculine and the feminine card, and then I'm going to read the path between them. And it'll tell me a little bit about the energy that both are in, and it's up to you to kind of work with this. And again, if this resonates, great, and if not, then leave it. So let's see where this begins. Okay, there's our first card. All right. Sorry, we have a dog in the background, Kenji. All right, so I'm just going to be laying these out and looking for the masculine and the feminine cards, and then I will show them to you. There's our masculine. Okay. These we don't need. So the masculine is moving towards the feminine here, Taurus. Okay. Got some. I'll pull them up for you. Oh, we have love. Oh, I like this. Okay. So we have the masculine. And then we have the park or the garden. This is our public. This is our community. And then we have the bouquet, which means that something is blessed or something is being given some extra energy. The stars, so there's destiny, there's notoriety, there's something that is coming in for us that is from, it's outside energy, The clouds is showing there's a little bit of confusion, and we'll figure that out. The lilies can also be about a sensual connection. It can also be about an older connection, like something coming back from the past even. Then we have the heart, which is there's some love, and the love is directly connected to the feminine. Okay, so let's talk about this. So for the masculine, there's a connection with the community or public, okay? So this could be, a social media thing where you're not technically out in public, but it could also mean that there's something very public happening around the masculine this month. And this will go, I'm kind of thinking about this, we're half month now. This will take us through to Valentine's Day. So there's something very public, and it could just be an event, a very public event that's happening, where there are people who are going to be there who are giving the masculine some extra energy, some extra blessings. And what I mean by that is if we're sick in the hospital, people come with flowers. And so that's what this card is really about. It's about that even the community or family is giving you some extra energy. They're saying, we support you. We support you in finding this love. So this could also be that this is coming from, this connection comes from a very public or a very community-based event, okay? So if there's an art event or if there is a church event, anything where there's people involved, then that could be where we're moving towards to find each other this month, okay? And what I'll say is that the masculine and the feminine are kind of meeting each other in a very public way. And it's destined. And you know, when we meet each other, I believe that nothing happens for, everything's kind of destined, is what I'm saying. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing is by chance. That's what I'm thinking. And so the stars being here shows that there is, things will line up that will feel like this is exactly right. It might even surprise you. Things might line up in a way where you finish each other's sentences right away. It's one of those kind of connections. Or it feels like you've known each other before. And the reason why I say that is that the lilies will be here a little bit later. I think that the feminine will feel more that way than the masculine. But what will happen here is that the two of you will meet in a way that feels very destined, and it'll be confusing. It'll throw you off, if that makes any sense. It feels like it could be one of those love stories that gets told and everybody swoons over. You know, it could be that really amazing love affair where it just clicks in, and that would be beautiful. We all want this, and I feel like we've been working really hard to get to that. It might be time to even act on it. Maybe that's what this demonstration card is talking about. But when you meet each other, it's going to feel destined. There might be some confusion about it, and perhaps it's because it may feel like you've known each other in the past, and the feminine might feel this more than the masculine, is that it may feel like, oh my gosh, this is a connection I made before I even incarnated. Or it could be, this is a friend that I've had for years, and I never thought of them this way. So just know that it could be an actual knowing of someone from the past, or it could just feel that way. The other thing is that the lilies kind of activates a sensuality about ourselves. So the feminine could be feeling very sensual and very open to love, and the masculine will see this and be illuminated by it. So there's some really beautiful energy here, Taurus. I love this. I love this reading for you. So feminine, stay in your loving and sensual nature, and masculine, just know that when you move out into the world and you're supported in your community or your family, that is where your feminine will meet you. Okay? So that's a great start. Now what I want to do is I want to pull cards from two decks, the Line Strider Tarot and the Klimt Tarot. And this will tell us where both the masculine and feminine are currently and how you will meet each other. It's not going to say how we will meet each other, but it will say how we will feel when we meet each other. What processes are we going through right now in order to prepare for this meeting? That's what I'm asking. And I've pre-shuffled, and now I'm just going to find our starting point. So the feminine set. Now for the masculine. Okay, jumpers, calm down. Okay, there we go. So for the feminine, we're starting here. We have the King of Wands energy, and it's in reverse. So for the feminine, we're feeling like we're at a place where we have mastered the act of doing, okay? That this card is on the table. Let me rephrase. We want to be at a place where we've mastered our ways of doing things, okay? This could be, again, about that time to make a demonstration. So we're trying to get to a place where we can make the swift action and say, this is how I feel. This is what I need. These are the boundaries that I have. This is my, these are my yeses. These are my nos. And the feminine is really struggling to get to this place because it is in reverse. Now, what I will say is that it could be because it's a little bit too masculine, right? It could be that the feminine has been in too much of a masculine state, and we need to pull back and be and check ourselves, maybe to sit more in the feminine. And we'll see what the rest of the cards say. But right now, this is the struggle. The struggle is stating, these are my needs, moving in action, and actually living the life that you're wanting to in love. Doesn't have to be with a person. half of it is embodying who you want to be and putting yourself out there in that way so that then your beloved can step forward. So that's what the challenge is for the feminine. For the masculine is in a Three of Cups place. So the masculine could be enjoying life quite a bit right now. Really, maybe even being somewhat of a player. So the masculine energy could be in a place where he is imbibing. So, cups also mean about drinking. But also relishing in the richness of sensual pleasures. So what I mean by that is, dating multiple people, enjoying himself as a single person. But perhaps what I'm feeling is that, if we're moving towards relationship, he's hoping for something deeper, and that's just not coming. The Three of Cups is really about pleasure, but there's the depth of the connection isn't there because there's just too many people involved. And not to say that there's a lot of different types of relationships out there, but this particular card in this feeling right now is that the masculine is hoping for something in a deeper connection than what this Three of Cups might be offering. And we'll see more, okay? So let's see what else is happening for the feminine. All right. So, and then we have a queen on the table. So we have the Devil, which is our Scorpio energy, and that's upright. We have the Three of Swords energy, which is in reverse. I prefer to see it in reverse. And then we have this Queen of Cups energy, which is also in reverse. And I think that's what we're ultimately trying to get to if we're in the feminine role, okay? So the Devil, we have this, this feeling of needing to be... Oh, I'm sorry, I said Scorpio. This is Capricorn. So it's... So the Devil is really about making sure that we aren't acting to create toxicity, right? We might have come from a relationship that felt like it was a struggle because we weren't learning, because it was taking away from the desire of who we really wanted to be, or it showed us that, this relationship isn't good because, I need to set my boundaries. I need to say this is my absolute no. It's toxic. It's not working. It's something that, it's leftover ick, right? This is leftover energy. So we're working through this energy as the feminine. We're working through this Three of Swords. It's in reverse, which means that you're coming out of grief. You're coming out of loss. You're feeling like that you're accomplishing something, even though that energy is still there, even though that sorrow is still there. Here's the beautiful thing, feminine, is that you're acknowledging that there was some pain and some toxicity, some things that were not working for you in the past, and you're trying to move forward into this Queen of Cups energy. The Queen of Cups is in reverse, which means that, you want to be this emotionally nurturing and benevolent and centered feminine. You want to be able to give to yourself as well as to others. And right now, you're just in a place where you're working through these other issues before you can turn her upright. But she is completely capable of being upright. Again, these energies are here on the table for a reason. They're present regardless if they're upright or in reverse. So whatever the situation, and I feel like it was an older love situation, there was a burnout even for the feminine, and she's really working towards this. And remember, when we went through the Lenormand spread, if she embodies, if the feminine embodies the loving sensuality, the nature that she is in the Queen of Cups, then you will then meet your next masculine. We do need to process through this old relationship or these old doubts. This could be stuff, it's not necessarily one relationship, but perhaps it's something that has become integrated into your being where, you need to set clearer boundaries for yourself, and you need to know exactly what is acceptable and state those things, act from that place, because again, the King of Wands was in reverse. So it seems to me that the feminine is in a struggle, in a place of setting herself clear, this is who I am, this is what I deserve, this is the love that I want, and this is the lover that I will be. And ultimately, this is the lover, again, that you will be. So, taking some time journaling, deciding what this really is, and deciding how to act from this place of being the lover and the beloved of who you want to be, I think is where your power is. And this is just what's going on for you right now. And so the lesson, the advice here is to embody that and to move forward in that action. At that point, your masculine will recognize you. Okay, so for the masculine here, we're in a place of having a good time. What else is going on, masculine? Okay, so we have the moon, the moon is in reverse. So again, emotions are a little, and actually there's something about the moon where it's illusionary, right? So I'm thinking that there's something that is not quite satisfactory in this Three of Cups situation, this going out and partying or exploring the world. And so really there's this underlying desire for something that is emotionally satisfying, and that it's not illusionary, that it's the truth. We want to see things for what they are. Now, the moon tells us that things can be elusive, and with it being in reverse, that's saying that, things are becoming clearer. So I think that the masculine is moving towards clarity, is moving towards a place where emotions are okay to be felt, right? It's okay for us to, take time away from going to these deep places and to enjoy and to party. Totally understandable. And so now I feel like the masculine has been doing that and is now moving to a place where he wants to feel more emotionally connected with a partner, and as well as with himself, and feel more solid in knowing what he wants and what he does not want, what is going to make him happy. Okay, we also have the Five of Pentacles. So this is a card of feeling secure and grounded and stable. It makes sense that this would be here in the masculine. A lot of times the masculine energy wants to be in a stable place. Being the Five of Pentacles means that we are not feeling stable, that we're feeling a little left out of the party, even though we're in the middle of it. There's this instability, this what is this? It's a feeling of not having enough, or not being enough, not being able to provide enough. So I think that what's causing this emotional instability has to do with not feeling like there's enough to provide in a relationship, and that providing would be the stable things, like having enough money, having enough, having a home to open up to the potential relationship. So having enough space for two people or more, and more meaning a family, and I think that that's what the masculine is really. You're looking at things in the long term here, which is great. You're looking for the long term stability. You want to have the emotional connection, and then ultimately we have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is in reverse as well. The Emperor is Aries energy. Could be Taurus, but mostly Aries. And because it's in reverse, I think this is, again, the masculine's energy here, okay? So just like the Queen of Cups was the feminine, I feel like the Emperor here is the masculine. And the masculine is really wanting to be in this full Emperor role of having clarity in creating the world and the life in which he wants. So a life where he is connected in relationship, where there's a stable connection, where there's no financial questions, there's no health questions, there's an emotional security. All these things feel very secure and stable. And right now, we're just not there. Even though the energy is the desire to be there, we're working towards how do we get to this place. And I think ultimately, again, if we use the overall as our guidance, when we start acting from a place of security, when we start acting from a place of knowing that we have so much to offer another, our beloved, when we act from a place of knowing emotionally what we want, what is true, then we are embodying this role of the Emperor. And the Emperor is he knows, he's one of the epitomes of masculine energy. He knows exactly how to manifest the world that and the kingdom that he wants. So he is in his full masculine power. So you are perfectly capable of being in your full masculine power here, Taurus. So I love that you have so much action here, as the masculine, and I love that you have action here as the feminine, and it's actually actually it's rounding off into the queen, and the softness in the end. So I really love this. It's time to make a demonstration. It's time to move forward in and create the life with a beloved that you choose. So the feminine, be in your feminine, loving, supportive, and sensual natures. Release the toxic stuff, the baggage that has been locked down in your emotional being. Release that so that your masculine will see you, because the masculine's moving towards you. And then masculine, once you realize that this party time is not as emotionally satisfying as a relationship can be, you will choose to move forward in a place that is of more stability, so that you can offer all that you want, because you have this with you, within you. You can offer all of this to your beloved. Okay? So Taurus, I hope that helps. I hope that resonates for you. That's what I have, and I'll send you all of my love. I'll see you next month for your monthlies and for your next love reading.